What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I originally wasn't going to make a video about this topic because it had basically been beaten to death, and it's essentially not a few years old, a few days old, but it was just kind of reaffirming what we pretty much already knew. But then something happened today slash last night that I've pretty much decided to incorporate the two of them into one video. So, what is that anyway? Well, as you've deduced with your Sherlock Holmes-esque senses of deduction and detective work, detection even. So, Konami officially uploaded and updated the final box art for Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the old box art, or pretty much anything Kojima had worked on in the past, it was always listed as a Hideo Kojima game. So it would kind of be like a subtitle. If you look at the old box art of Phantom Pain, it would actually say a Hideo Kojima game above the title. And one other thing to note as well is down the bottom corner, it would also have developed by Fox Studios. It would have their logo. Now, it would also have the Fox Engine logo as well. But now, they've removed, on the official final box art, they've completely removed a Hideo Kojima game from the front of the box, presumably from everywhere else on the box too. And they've also removed the actual Kojima Productions, Kojima Studios, whatever you want to call it, logo from the bottom corner of the box. So now it just has the Fox Engine logo. Now, the Fox Engine, as far as I know, is still property of Konami, so it makes perfect sense that that was there. But this all comes on top of the whole thing that's been going on all year about Kojima being probably fired and basically getting kicked out of Konami. And we've had reports from multiple people involved with the projects, voice actors, alleged leaks from letters from higher up in Konami. There's been all sorts of shit that it's just too much to go into here. But this comes in the wake, if you will, of some news from a few days ago, which again, this is the one I wasn't really going to talk about originally until the other stuff happened last night. Whereas Snake's Japanese, or Big Boss's Snake, whatever you want to call him, his Japanese voice actor, who I will probably mispronounce the name, is Akio Otsuka. Again, I probably mispronounced that. If I did, I'm sorry. But a few days ago, he commented that Konami actually dissolved Kojima Productions. Now, it's unclear if they were just dissolved and let go, or if they were just dissolved and brought back into the fold of regular Konami studios. All that is kind of there's so much going around, and there's just so little known about it. Little official words known about it, at least anyway. But the key thing to note is that in the voice actors, I don't want to butcher it again. So in the voice actor's report or his tweet on the thing that was pretty notable of the actual wording he used was the specific use of words which basically mean broke up, so, or break up, if you will. So he basically implied that Konami either broke up with Kojima Productions, or it broke them up. So it could go either way, but I think the overall point is the same, and the whole thing gets across the same way. But exactly what he had to say when it was translated, he says, Kojima Productions got dissolved, and due to the team's hard effort, the game is just about finished. This is no exaggeration, but it's bound to be a supreme masterpiece. I can't help it if I want to say I kept you waiting, even if this is the last time. MGS lives forever. So this pretty much adds fuel to the fire. I won't even say fuel to the fire, actually, because that implies that it's probably going to get worse, which I really doubt it will. I'm pretty sure we're coming up on the apex of how bad it's going to be. But it just goes to show what's happened. Now, will we ever find out what actually happened between Konami and Kojima. Probably not. If we do, it'll be like 10, 15 years down the line. Probably when Konami are out of the home console market, or the video game market, and maybe Kojima has officially retired, or he writes a book or something like that. I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out in 15 or 20 years from now, but until then, pretty much all we know, and what is most likely the case, is that, in my opinion, this is how it looks now. Konami was sick of Kojima. They weren't sick of Kojima's profits or Kojima's legacy or anything, but they seemed to be sick of what he was probably doing behind the scenes. I'm sure he spent ridiculous amounts of money, which he probably made back, but I'm sure he used so many resources. I'm sure he took so many liberties. I'm sure he just went above and beyond what they were willing to take, or what they were willing to give him in the pursuit of letting him do the franchise and letting him pretty much do what he wants with the franchise. So that's my opinion on how it looks anyway. Chances are we'll find out in 15 or 20 years, like I said. But until then, we have to play the detective game ourselves. Meanwhile, month and a half from now, I will be, well, actually about 2 months from now, because I'm going to wait on the PC version. 2 months from now, I will be enjoying the Phantom Pain, despite it not having the Hideo Kojima Game logo thingy on the front, and despite not having the Kojima Productions studio logo on it. I'm pretty sure that it won't affect the game, because if everything they say is true, that he's pretty much, nothing has changed in the development of it, since he said he would always be 100% involved, even after the breakup, if you will. So we'll find out if anything happens in 2 months. One other thing I will quickly note is a friend of mine, he wonders would be a proper thing instead of questions, if Kojima would have the gall and the sheer arrogance to just completely run the series and the ending into the ground just to spite Konami. Personally, I don't think he would, because this is basically his legacy, if you will, and I don't think he would do that to fans. I think, as much as some people, including myself, don't disagree with some of Kojima's styles and choices, it's still it's basically his franchise, and I think his heart and soul is in it, and he wants to deliver the best game he can, despite everything that's happening around him, politics, all that kind of bullshit. So we'll see in a month and a half or 2 months, depending on your platform, and we'll see how that goes. So let me know in the comments section below what you think about the whole Kojima thing, including the new news and the old news, as well as the fact that removing him off the official box art. Maybe we'll come a time when they'll republish Ground Zeroes and it will have the logos and the Hideo Kojima removed from it. In which case, will we see an uprise in the limited, extremely rare Hideo Kojima version Ground Zeroes? Who knows? If we do, I have one. I'm happy. So let me know anyway. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I got completely done out of that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the rest of the videos in my channel. Because it's way too hot here today, so that is why I'm completely tongue-tied and absolutely confuzzled.